Growing up, it first started with wanting to be an architect, but a lot of mathematics went into that, so it kind of turned me off from art. But what really turned me onto training myself as an artist was Japanese animation. It was about 23, 24 years ago. I started watching it and teaching myself how to draw my own characters, and doing that for years and years and years with using pen or colored pencil. I started transforming that into larger pieces and using acrylic paints. And about 3 or 4 years ago, I began using canvases and starting to work my way into Star Wars and into the comic book themes of X-Men, and those are things that I grew up loving and I still love today. So that's kind of my drive for art these days. I've always done art, but not on this level, not on the level of actually selling it or trying to make a living doing it. Being a selling artist is different than being a true artist, like where that's all you do. You always have to have a job. You always have to have a job. Like right now I work in a doctor's office, but this is where I want to work on this full time, but as of right now I have to pay the bills. Geek culture is my culture because I love it. They're my people. I really relate to the artwork, the colors that come from it. Star Wars is my thing. I've grown up with it. I've followed it. There's nothing that I don't love about it. And to be able to paint it is, I never thought about it. I just left that to other people and the movie makers. But now that I do it, I love it. I can't stop it. Growing up in San Diego, grew up with the Comic-Con. I've been to it multiple years. I even brought my artwork there one year and had them look at it, and got denied. No one really liked it. But getting your foot in the door is the big thing. 2 years ago, I did a show in downtown San Diego where a photographer saw my artwork and he invited me to do the Comic-Con with him. And having that in and having the ability to be with all those other artists and it's a dream. I mean, it's a blessing. There's no other way to look at it. It's a real blessing to be able to be at the place where anybody who's anybody in my eyes for art is at. There's no one, what I do is relative to everything that's there. It's the best place for someone like me to sell artwork and to get my name out there. Social media is a difficult way to do it because there's so much of it. But if you're in the place where people are that like what you do and they're there in front of you, you can talk to them, you can sell yourself, sell your artwork. Oh, it's been pretty amazing.
Where do you see this going in the future?
That's a good question. Where is this going? I'd like to start running what's called a con circuit, where I get invited to the other cons throughout the United States and the world. They are everywhere. They're in Mexico, Japan, China, Europe. These things are everywhere. And I've met some of the artists that do it, and it is a grind. It's 11 months out of the year. They take about a month off to see their family, and I'd love to do it. That's what I'd like to do. Being a year and a half into doing this, it's taken off pretty fast. So I'm hoping that within the next couple of years, I can go to more cons. Start at San Diego Comic-Con, and now this year I'll be doing the Los Angeles WonderCon, and then backing that up with the San Diego Comic-Con, and possibly one in the fall. And even that being said, fine art is what sells, and there's going to be a point where I'm going to have to work on coming up with abstract art and surreal art, things that are a little out of my comfort zone. But as an artist, you have to be able to do multiple things. You have to be able to do things that other people want, not just what you like. What really led to a lot of my time being in the studio was getting a job at a doctor's office that had blank walls, and they asked me to put my artwork onto their walls, and as soon as I did it, it sold off their walls. So ever since then, I've been doing that for 3 years there. I put this stuff up, and people can walk in as they're seeing a doctor, and if they so feel like it, they can walk out with art, and that's worked for me. For anybody doing this, anybody at all it is practice, 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 practice. The more you can practice, the better off you're going to be. If you're still in high school, play your sports, do your academics, but if you have the chance to take art classes, take them. Whatever want to do, it can be done, but I always recommend, if you're going to do this, focus on classes on how to do this. Don't try to do it on your own. Take classes, read books, take YouTube classes, study it. That's the fastest way to do it. You will be treading water doing it on your own. The way I did it was backwards, and it took me years to get where I'm at. If I could have gone back and gone to school specifically for these things, even taking semesters in college and just honing in on color theory, on certain things, on how oil works, on how a canvas works, I wouldn't have had to trial and error. Always focus on your surroundings, the people that you're with, have fun, because that will open up your head to inspiration, and inspiration is a huge part of this. Without it, you'll never create anything.